guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's reading is going to be all about your destined career, which I am really excited to get into. And just before we get started, I want to introduce you guys to the Mother of Tarot, who is going to be collaborating on this video today. The Mother of Tarot, or Megan, is such a caring and insightful reader, and honestly one of the sweetest people that I have had the pleasure of meeting in this community. She's done a couple readings for me, and actually we even did a live stream together a while back where we read for each other, so some of you guys may remember her from that. But what we're going to do today in this video is that my section of the reading will be about what career is meant for you guys, and then her section of the reading will be about what steps you can take to get there. So hopefully when you put them together, you will get some useful guidance for you on your career journey. So there are 5 readings for you guys to choose from here today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So number 1 is Aquamarine. Number 2 is Sunstone. Number 3 is Tiger's Eye. Number 4 is Rose Quartz. And number 5 is Blue Aventurine. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you chose the Aquamarine, this is going to be a reading about your destined career. So I do have an intuitive message for you guys just before we get into the cards. I want to tell you guys to stop worrying about finding your destined career path, because your destined career path is going to find you. And in fact, you guys are already on it. Your guides are saying something like, as you just go through your life, putting one foot in front of the other, as you go through your trials and errors and changes of plans, everything is going to fall into place. And you guys may end up in a job or in a field that is kind of unexpected to you, that you had a totally different plan, and you look back and say, wow, I never thought I would end up here, but everything just worked out so perfectly. So just keep having faith, keep having an open mind, and it's okay if you don't know where you're going, because you're already doing everything perfectly. You're headed exactly where you need to be headed. Alright, so let's get into the cards now. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll look at some oracle cards afterwards as well. Starting with the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and Justice. Wow, there is so much powerful energy here. So you guys are amazing. First of all, you're incredibly powerful. You are a natural leader. You are very, very talented, and you are very admired. I actually just want to take a moment to go through each of these cards one by one and just brag about you a little bit and all of the amazing things that you're going to do. And then I think I'll list off some potential career paths. And I have a feeling for this one we're going to see many, many different types of careers, because you guys are capable of doing a lot of things with your amazing qualities. So take them how they resonate. You may feel drawn to some of the jobs that I mentioned, you may not. And keep in mind, you may end up doing more than one, because you guys are just, you have such diverse talents. Okay, so I'll start over here with the Queen of Wands. She is telling me that you guys are going to be very, very highly regarded. You're going to have a lot of admirers, maybe even some fans. People really, really love your personality. You have this like infectious, charismatic, commanding kind of personality, and people love to be around you and work alongside you, because you just have this natural way of uplifting and empowering people. You make people like come into work excited for the day and what they're going to get done, because your smile and your encouraging nature, like I said, it's just so infectious. So people love you. People in your workplace, people who you work with, they love you. You guys will have a really, really high reputation in the field that you're in. You will get wonderful reviews. You guys may even receive some awards for the work that you do. And I'm also getting that you will be in very high demand. So there will be a lot of people who want to, you know, work and collaborate with you. And there may be a lot of people also who want to be your client. And I'm also getting that you will have a lot of press, I think is the word. For example, like magazines or newspapers or online publications, they want to, you know, talk to you and hear about your success story. So maybe your journey will be very inspiring to many people as well. So that's what I'm getting with the Queen of Wands. With the Empress, of course, I'm getting that you guys will be incredibly wealthy, incredibly successful. So materially, you will have everything that you need. And I feel like what you're doing is going to reach a very big level. So there's something about you guys expanding, maybe like geographically, like you're reaching people in many different cities or maybe even many different countries, or you work with a very diverse group of clients and coworkers. There's something expansive about the job that you're in. And then finally with Justice, I see that one thing that really stands out about your success story is that you've always carried yourself with integrity. You've always done the right thing. You know, there are some people who take advantage of others, or they steal from others, or they do kind of shady things to get to the top. And then when they reach the top, they are not so fair or generous to the people who are working for them. But you guys, no matter how big you get, no matter how wealthy you get, you still stay so humble, you still have your integrity, and you've always gotten to where you need to go, doing the right thing and doing what is best for everybody. So I think that's another reason why people love you and respect you so much. And whatever you're doing, there's always this priority of treating everybody equally and lifting people up. So now let's get into some job types that you guys could do. Like I said, I feel like there's going to be very many, so just take the ones that resonate. First of all, looking at this Justice card, it could be quite literally that you guys will be involved in the justice system in some way. You could be a lawyer, for example, or in some legal type of career. So speaking up for people who need help, making sure people have their rights and are treated fairly. You guys could also be in politics in some capacity, whether that's on a very small scale or on a big scale. You guys will help to create a society where everybody has their rights, everybody is represented. You guys kind of have this energy of standing up for the underdog, so lifting people up or giving people a voice who in the past haven't really had one. This could be something that you guys are passionate about, something that you will end up working towards. Activism as well. You could do some form of activism, fundraising, charity work. You could organize these kinds of things too. So, I mean, I did say there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. In another vein, I see some of you guys watching this reading could be business owners. So you guys could be the CEO of your own company and have employees working for you. Some of you guys are going to make your own products or start a new service that is going to spread like wildfire and become very, very popular. And for those of you who will own your own business, again with this Justice, I see you guys having a business model that is very fair. So it's not this model where everybody at the bottom is working super hard and not receiving that much, and the one person at the top is getting all of the money, all of the wealth. It's very fairly distributed. So like your company ethics are very admirable. Some of you guys may also have a business that prides itself on having a diverse staff, or that is focused on hiring minorities, for example, or giving opportunities to people who traditionally haven't really been favored in the job market, you guys are always giving equal opportunity to everybody. So that could be a characteristic of your business that really stands out. Finally, I'm also seeing that some of you guys could be celebrities, you could be public figures, you could be famous artists, because your personality is so lovable, and a lot of you guys watching this, you could be incredibly attractive as well because you have the Empress and the Queen of Wands coming through here. So you could definitely use that to your advantage. But what I'm seeing again with Justice is that if you do become famous, if you do have this big platform, you're not going to use it for selfish purposes or use it just to brag and show off, but again, you would use your voice and your platform to speak up for people who don't have as much of a voice. So you could be a celebrity, like a famous singer, actor, model, writer, whatever it is, but on your social media or when you go on shows to be interviewed, you talk about your activism, you talk about the causes that you are passionate about, and you raise awareness about human rights or about environmental causes, about animal rights, whatever it is that you guys are really passionate about. So as you can see, there are many different arenas that you guys could end up in that I think you would be very talented and impactful in, but wherever you go, you guys are spreading the message of fairness and equality, which is really, really beautiful. So let's get into your oracle cards now and see what else we can figure out about this career. So we have Numite, the Anchor, Butterfly, and this says, now is the time to give it all you've got, or now is the time to give it a try with all your might. Okay, let's see if I can make these fit nicer. All right, so I'm gonna start here with the Numite. There is a message for me here, or a message for you, I should say, that you guys are very, very old souls, and in many of your past lives, you have had this sort of role of being a protector or being an advocate. And so that may be why this will come naturally to you in this lifetime. I'm also getting that you guys, in your past lives, you have been gifted at magic. That might sound a little bit out there for some of you, but perhaps you have been a witch in a past life, or you have been able to use spells or magic or just your powerful intention setting to heal and help others. And maybe you have had a lot of paranormal experiences in past lives. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is something you're going through or will go through in your current life as well. Maybe you can use these magic abilities that you have to help manifest your success or to help manifest your platform so that you can use your voice for good. But I just felt like telling you guys, you have a lot. Your soul has a lot of wisdom, and you do have some magic on your side. You're also very, very protected. So if there's anybody around you that doesn't like you, that has bad intentions for you, that you feel like is trying to hinder your success, I want you to know that they're not going to be successful. You guys are very strongly protected by your ancestors and by your spirit guides from any sort of psychic attacks that could be coming your way. And I think that's going to be important in your future, especially if you are speaking up about justice and equality. There are a lot of close-minded and yes, even hateful people who will probably hate what you are saying. They will hate what you are all about. So there may be some people who are saying negative things about you, who are talking all of this kind of mess about you, but just know that they cannot do anything significant to harm you, okay? The Numite says you are protected, you're very, very heavily divinely protected, and just don't even read or listen to what anybody is saying. They're just hateful people. They will get what is coming to them, and you focus on spreading your light and spreading your positivity. You guys are going to make a huge difference in the world, and your soul has consistently been making a huge difference in the world throughout your lifetimes. It's funny, you know how we talk about like people who have paved the way for others, like artists or activists or visionaries who have paved the way. Some people, no, how do I say this? Your soul in a past life could have been somebody who paved the way for your soul in this lifetime. Does that make sense? That was a really hard sentence to get out because it was kind of confusing to me. But basically, your soul has been working away at this kind of mission, I think, for many, many lifetimes. So now I actually want to look at this anchor card and this butterfly card kind of together. When it comes to the anchor, this is about deeply rooted routines or traditions, and it can even talk about a standstill. So I feel like whatever field you guys are entering into, there hasn't been that much change in it for a very, very long time. There hasn't been that much progress. People are just kind of doing things in the same way, favoring the same types of people that they have been favoring for such a long time. And you guys are like this butterfly who is here to transform and metamorphosize. Is that a word? You're here to basically change the game. So you're going to be a very prominent figure in whatever field you're entering into. You might be a little bit controversial, like we have talked about before. But once you enter into this field, things are never going to be the same. You're going to be responsible for an incredibly positive change in the way the industry runs itself. And you're creating a lot of opportunities for people who come after you. And your final oracle card, which is some really nice guidance for you, is now is the time to give it a shot with all your might, or with everything you have in you. It's this kind of meaning. So a message for you guys to remember along your journey is to always believe in yourself, always be confident, and be a little bit bold. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to say yes to something, even if you don't feel ready, even if you don't feel good enough, because you will learn everything that you need to learn as you go. You guys are incredibly naturally talented, and people really, really love you. So you will have a lot of supporters. Even when you don't know what's next or what you should do, people will rush to help you. I just got this image of like people flocking towards you to support you and help you and lift you up. This could be something of good karma from past lives. It could be, you know, soulmates or people whom you have really, really helped in past lives coming back to return the favor to you. But you're going to be incredibly divinely supported on this journey. And again, don't worry so much about what you should do or where you should go, because the right path is always going to find you. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Mother of Tarot's video if you feel like doing that. It will be in the pinned comment as well as the description of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number twos, so if you chose the Sunstone, this is going to be a reading about your destined career. So just before we get into the cards, I wanted to give you guys an intuitive message. What I want to tell you is that your soul is very pure. I think that this pile in particular will have a lot of star seeds and light workers. And another message that I'm getting is that you guys may struggle in particular with jobs that you don't care about or that you're not passionate about. Now, I know that we would all prefer to do a job that we like. Of course, that goes without saying, but I guess what I mean by that is that, you know, a lot of people are capable of working jobs that they don't really care about. Like, they're able to just suppress those feelings of dread or those feelings of boredom, and they're able to just go in and get it done and get through the day. And I feel like when it comes to you guys, maybe it's that you're extra sensitive or you're extra delicate in some way. I think that it's just really, really hard for you guys, a lot harder maybe than the average person. And so it will be really important for your peace of mind and for your well-being that you find something, you know, that really calls to your soul and that you really feel good and passionate about doing. Okay, so let's get into your cards now. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll take a look at some oracle cards afterwards as well. Starting with the Eight of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, I'm going to start with the Eight of Wands. This is kind of funny because I was getting a starseed vibe from the beginning of this reading, and then the way that the imagery of the Eight of Wands is in this deck, you know, this is a card about communications, about messages and things of that nature, and it's like the message is coming down from space or from the heavens onto planet Earth. So the vibe that this is giving me is almost like your soul was dispatched, I guess I could say, onto planet Earth to share a message. So I think that your mission on planet Earth, it is going to be a very spiritual one. When it comes to the Five of Wands, maybe I can start with the more negative or difficult interpretation of this card, and that could be that there are some people in your life that don't really understand what you do or are even against it. So for example, you could have family members that are opposed to your career path, especially if it is a more spiritual or more emotional based one, and you have friends or family members that are sort of more traditional, that think you should have a quote unquote real job, whatever that means, you know, that you should be hired by a company and this and that. You might get some opposition when it comes to your career path. That's one interpretation that I just wanted to mention, but I also see something going on here with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Cups, because as you can see, these are people fighting, these are people in conflict, and I often think of the Knight of Cups as a healer. And so the way the Knight of Cups is like walking towards these people fighting with his gift of love and intuition and oneness, it's like he's coming over to break up this fight, or he's coming in to create peace between these people. So if I combine this with the Eight of Wands, it's like you have this soul mission to come to Earth with this gift of love and oneness and sort of dissolve, I don't know if that is the right word, but dissolve conflict on Earth. So if I had to describe your destined career with one term, I would say that you guys will be something of a spiritual teacher. However, there are very many careers on Earth in which you could accomplish that mission. So you might take it in the very literal way and be a spiritual healer, an energy healer, a spiritual reader of sorts. You could also take it in the direction of psychology, of therapy, of counseling or social work and things of this nature. Or you could even be a writer, a speaker, a coach, or an artist. So there's very many things that you could do to fulfill this role of spiritual teacher, but I do believe that one of the things you are here on Earth for is to share a message of love, compassion, and kindness to yourself and to others. And you will break up this conflict, or help play a role in breaking up this conflict on Earth. Yes, you guys have very strong healer and light worker vibes. So let's take a look at your oracle cards now and see what additional information we can get about your career. Pyrite, the bouquet, I believe this is called. Hawk, and this card says move things in a better direction, which is really, really nice. And I want to point out some things in these oracle cards. Actually, wow, okay. So there's a pretty strong message here. You have repeating number 9s. You have a 9 and you have 45, which adds up to 9. 9 is a very spiritual number, and it helps us to see the bigger picture, and it helps us to see the deeper meaning behind things. So I do think that you guys, you have a more expanded awareness perhaps than the average person of what is going on in the collective, what is going on emotionally, physically, spiritually on Earth. And you also have the hawk here, which immediately is making me think of you having a bird's eye view, and it just matches really well even with this imagery of, you know, looking down and being able to see like planet Earth as a whole. So you guys do have a very broadened perspective, and you're able to look at the bigger picture of things. So as this hawk, let's say, who is watching over these people who are battling, these people who are in conflict, you're able to put yourself in everybody's shoes and see everybody's perspective. From a more limited perspective, somebody might say, well, this guy is right and this guy is wrong, and we need to shut this guy up and we need to shut this out. But from a more broadened and a more loving perspective that you have, you can see everybody's wounds. You can see that everybody just wants to be safe, everybody just wants to be loved, and everybody wants their truth to be validated. And even if someone is coming across as a very bad or very hateful person, you can see the wounded person within who just needs a lot of work and needs a lot of healing. So you guys might be of the belief that people are inherently good, but a lot of people can stray from that on this earth. A lot of people can get lost on this earth. So you guys are not the type to, give up on anybody and say like this is a lost cause, they're just a bad person. But it's like you believe that anybody can be, I think redeemed is the right word, if they do the proper work and healing and are given the right care and the right help. There's something about this pyrite as well with you having this illuminating quality of you helping people to see the truth of their situation, the truth of who they really are. You help people to gain insight on themselves. You help people to see what they need to work on, the ways in which they need to improve. You help people to see how they can grow and how they can reach their fullest potential in the world. And not just that, but with the pyrite having this beautiful gold color, I also think that this can be reflective of your material rewards that you receive through this job. I think you are going to be compensated very well for the work that you do. You're going to feel that there's a lot of value in what you do. And of course, that's not just material value, but it is very emotionally fulfilling as well. And with the bouquet, I do see you receiving rewards, not just in the form of money, but the people who you work with are going to go out of their way to show you their appreciation, because the bouquet is all about gratitude and appreciation and gifts of this nature. So people may actually write you a very kind letter, or they may actually send you a bouquet of flowers or send you a gift to thank you for what you have done for them. You may be gifted with special invitations or special experiences coming from many different people. But regardless, whatever it might be, the universe is saying that you are going to be greatly rewarded for the work that you are doing on earth. And you're going to make a huge difference, because as you heal yourself and then as you help to heal other people, it creates this like ripple effect. When you help people to find love and oneness within themselves, they then go on to fulfill their purpose in the world, and they go on to spread love to the people around them, and it becomes like this chain reaction. And I see this image of, many healers and many light workers being placed around the world and creating all of these ripple effects, so that you are sort of taking over the world with this new, bigger, more loving perspective. So you are part of a very big spiritual awakening that I think is happening across the collective right now. And this is really, really exciting. And it makes a lot of sense then that you get this message of moving things in a good direction. I definitely think 100% that you guys are here to help with the awakening of planet Earth. And you're here to help, I think, create a world where people put more value on their mental health and on their emotional well-being, and those things are not seen as, a weakness anymore, or like you're too sensitive. They're actually seen as very, very important for being healthy and being a productive member of society even. I think you're helping to create a society where self-care is seen as a necessity, as a responsibility, not just something that you do do to like treat yourself or pamper yourself or things like that. You guys could be even helping to break the stereotype that focusing on your emotions, focusing on your mental health and caring for yourself is like a feminine thing, because honestly that is so ridiculous. I think you'll help to make this more accessible to people of all walks of life, and I should say older generations as well, because I feel like sometimes people think, you know, mental health issues or being sensitive or being vulnerable is like a millennial and Gen Z thing, and we should just like shut up and put our heads down and go to work. I think you're breaking that stereotype that caring for our mental health like this is some sign of weakness. So people of all genders, people of all ages, people of all cultures as well. I should mention that too, because mental health has varying degrees of awareness depending on the country and the culture. So you can really be breaking all of these kinds of barriers so that nobody feels ashamed for caring for themselves and nobody feels ashamed of being vulnerable. And then finally, wow, you guys are doing a lot. I can see you guys helping to create a society where spirituality and spiritual concepts are more recognized. So for example, things like balancing your chakras, opening your chakras, or things like recognizing you can carry over trauma from a past life, or recognizing that you may have a very intense relationship with somebody because of a karmic tie. Things like this that we normally wouldn't discuss in the mainstream. Perhaps the work that you are doing is going to help bring this into the mainstream and perhaps help to provide explanations for some weird phenomena that we have been experiencing that before didn't have an acceptable explanation. So things are moving in a more spiritually aware direction, I guess I could say, and you guys are playing a really big role in helping with that. People are going to appreciate you so much because they know that they can say and express anything to you without feeling judged. And the message that you share with the world, your voice that you put out there, I think many people are going to feel validated by it. Many people are going to feel less crazy. The work that you do could make people very emotional. Like if you guys ever wrote or published something, or you ever gave a speech, I think it would bring a lot of people to tears. I think you would get a lot of letters from people explaining how your message has helped them. But of course, this can be on a one-on-one level as well, like with your clients. Some of you guys may learn how to do past life regressions, like guided past life regressions, or like a guided hypnosis or something like this. You may have a practice that is very rare, like not many people are able to do it, but you have a special gift for it. If you have no idea what it might be, don't worry. It will be revealed to you. You will meet somebody who does it and you'll become very, very interested. You'll become very called to ask them about it, and you'll take an interest to it, and eventually you will learn how to do it. And this could also be one way that you create income, one way that you help to make a difference. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Mother of Tarot's video if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number threes, so if you chose the Tiger's Eye, this is going to be a reading about your destined career. So I did want to say something about the Tiger's Eye that you guys chose, and in fact, maybe you guys already knew this and this is why you chose it, but Tiger's Eye is a very beneficial stone when it comes to career and success, when it comes to taking inspired action and creating positive progress in your endeavors. So those of you who chose this reading, you may have a lot of divine support right now. Your spirit guides are working with you currently to help you in your career, to help you feel successful and fulfilled, and to make money as well. So let's get right into your cards. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll take a look at some oracle cards afterwards. So your first card is 8 of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Wands, and the 3 of Wands. Wow, this is all really, really nice energy. So I'm going to start over here with the 8 of Pentacles. This is telling me that your destined career is related to some very specific skill. The word that is coming to my mind is like specialist. You guys are going to be a specialist in something, and you are going to be like, your title is like certified blank or registered blank. You know, you need to have the qualifications. This job requires perhaps a lot of studying, a lot of practice, and a lot of training. It's not just something that anybody can walk in and do. And in addition to all that, I feel like in order to be really, really good at this career, it does require some sort of special touch or some sort of sense that you cannot, I was going to say that you cannot buy, but that you cannot, that comes naturally, you know? Like, you could do all of the studying and all of the training, but if you don't have that natural touch, it will feel like something is missing. So you guys have the whole package. You have a lot of training and experience and knowledge combined with just this innate gift, this innate sense, like you have a good eye for something, or you have that magical touch. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say, but basically you have a gift that no amount of work or practice could give to you. It's just like in your blood, I guess you could say. It also might be a very specific path, like the way you get to being able to do this career. Like, you have to go to school for this many years and get this degree, and then you have to, you know, do an internship or spend this much time as an assistant. You have to get this certificate, and then you can do it. So it seems like very specialized, like not many people can do it, and so probably for that reason you will be very highly paid for what you do. Now with the Ace of Wands over here, I'm getting very strong self-employment vibes. So you guys might work out of your own office, have your own practice, have your own clients, and you will get to choose when you work and whom you work with. I really, really see this with the Ace of Wands, because this hand, like grabbing hold of the wand, it makes me think like you have the power, you have the freedom, and things are in your hands. So you are going to have a very free and flexible lifestyle. You can say yes to the things that you want to do and no to the things that you don't want to do. Basically, you are in charge of your own life. Now over here with the 3 of Wands, okay, there's a couple things that are coming here. Some of you guys will have a base that you work from, and then people come to you. Others of you will go to your clients, like go to their space and work with them. You're also going to have clients who are, you know, they're coming from all walks of life, very diverse people. And this job really offers you the opportunity to grow and expand quite a bit, whether it's a matter of, you know, going back and studying and getting more certifications so that you can offer new services and charge more, or this can also happen through word of mouth. So you do a really good job and people get to talking about you, and you start to land like more high profile, more rich and successful clients. This is the vibe I'm getting. Some of you guys are even going to end up working for celebrities, okay? So there's a lot of chance for expansion and working your way up in this career, and you can start to charge more and more for what you do as you gain more experience and you gain a bigger reputation. So already there's a few careers coming to my mind. I do want to take a look at the oracle cards first, and then I will list off the certain jobs that are coming to my mind. I think that there will be quite a lot that come through for this one, so please take the jobs that resonate, leave the rest behind. You guys know the drill. These readings are meant to be confirmation for you. So yeah, let's get into your oracle cards now. First, there is Raw Morganite, the Tree, bat. And this says work for other people or move for other people. It's basically talking about taking actions for others and serving other people. So yes, you guys have raw morganite. This is about connection and community and sharing love and all of these wonderful kind of things. So I definitely do think that positive reviews and word of mouth is going to be huge in expanding your career. You guys are going to be very well known for what you do and very popular for what you do. Also here, I think this speaks to you helping and serving many people and having many clients coming to you or requesting for you to work with them. So I'm going to say like all of the things that came to my mind, and hopefully they will resonate with you. One of the first things that came to my mind was a consultant, like a business or a financial consultant. So you have all of the know-how, you have all of the knowledge and expertise to help people build their wealth. And then in a whole other area, what came to my mind is things like a personal trainer, a dietitian or a nutritionist, a chiropractor, a massage therapist, things of that nature as well. And then I also got an arena of people like hairstylist, makeup artist, esthetician, or a fashion stylist, and I even got something like an interior designer, where like you come into people's homes and you renew things or fix things or create things for them. So it could be any one of these, it could even be several of them, but these are just ones that came to my mind because they are very specialized skills. You need to have training. Some of them do require a certification, and pretty much all of them allow you to be self-employed and build your popular... Why can't I talk today? It's Mercury retrograde, guys. I'm sorry. Build your popularity and build your client base. So, of course, if you can think of anything else that you've been wanting to do that fits into this category, of course, you can take this reading as a confirmation. I'm sure that I left some jobs out that fit that description, but hopefully some of the jobs listed there do resonate with you. Community is going to be really important for you guys, and I'm getting that your guides are suggesting to you to create a social media page where you can promote yourself and promote your business, a place where your fans or your clients can follow you and stay up to date with what you're doing. If you have any like promotions going on, or you're starting a new service, or you're starting to take new clients, they can figure out there. And your guides are also saying, if that's really not your thing, like if you hate social media and promotion and marketing and all this stuff, that maybe you can hire an assistant to do that for you. Some of you guys might want to have like a secretary or an assistant or an agent or even like a manager of sorts, because when your client base starts to grow and grow, because you are going to be very popular, it might reach a level where it's not really possible for you to have this one-on-one contact with every single person who reaches out to you. So it might be nice to have somebody who, you know, manages your social media page or responds to your FAQs, or even just to say like, I'm sorry, so-and-so is not taking any more clients at this time. You may want to have someone to help you out in those things, because you guys are going to blow up and you're going to have to prioritize what jobs you take and who you work for and things like that. Like I said, I do feel like some of you guys are going to end up working with very, very high profile clients. So you will need to have your boundaries and choose wisely which jobs you take. And it would just be nice to have someone help you, you know, navigate all of that. The next card that you have is the tree, which is really, really exciting because this is about having a solid foundation and longevity. So this is a career that can take you really, really far. This is something that you can continue to do for many, many years. And I'm getting like, it's something that people are going to need for a very long time, regardless of what the trends are, regardless of like what the economy is doing, regardless of what robots are doing. People will always want what you're doing. People will always want to work for you. So this is why you have such a strong foundation. Like, you're pretty much set. You are promised a lifetime of abundance with this, and you may expand and learn some new different skills, some new different services that you can offer to adapt to the times, but I don't think you would ever see a point where like your job is in danger or in jeopardy or something like that. So you're very, very well taken care of. You will be successful in this for a long time. We spoke about this one, about you having your community, your wide circle of clients, and really being very helpful to others. One of the things that might set you apart from the rest is that people can tell like this is not just a business transaction for you, or you're not just in it for the money. So just for an example, let's say you're having sessions with your clients and they're an hour long, but you feel like there's still more that you want to help your client with. So you don't necessarily just cut it off at an hour just because that's what they paid for. You will stay for the extra 10 or 15 minutes if you have the time to give them that extra insight, or to give them that extra help, or those extra finishing touches that you feel you want to give to them. So really, using your gifts to help others is what matters the most to you, and you're not so picky about like the money always adding up to the amount of effort or the amount of time, if that makes sense. So that gives you a little bit more of a personal touch. It makes people feel like you genuinely care, and you will be paid handsomely. So there is no need for you to worry so much about these things. Like, you have a very big heart. People see you as very generous, like you really care, and that's what keeps people coming back. It never feels like, this is just a job to you, and people can tell that you really enjoy working with them and helping them, and you're just very lovable. You're very, very lovable. Now let's talk about the bat here. This is some guidance for you on this journey. Maybe some of you guys are already on this journey to pursuing your career. There is going to be a time where you get started, when you're still in your beginnings, when things are just starting to get going, where you feel that things aren't really moving. Maybe people aren't, booking with you, they aren't taking notice of you, or you're struggling to get return clients or something like this. There will be a period like that in your beginnings. This is not a sign to give up. This is not a sign that you have chosen the wrong career, but an opportunity to think about how you are branding yourself, or how you're offering your services to people. So you may need to rethink your promotion strategy, or you may need to tweak your services a little bit to something different, to something that is more beneficial or more enjoyable to people. So it's not to scrap your whole idea, but to step back and say, okay, how can I change this? How can I change what I'm doing? Like changing your formula to success. The bat, being blind and often hanging upside down, it reminds me kind of the hanged man who needs to see a new perspective. So if you hit this slump in the beginning of your career path, just take a moment to rethink and reconsider things. Maybe you have to, like I said, rebrand yourself, or just tweak what you're doing a little bit so that it is more appealing, and then it will just be like a dam broke. A huge block has been lifted, and then you are skyrocketing to success. It will just take a little bit of creative thinking and a little bit of looking at things in a different way. Maybe looking from the client's perspective of like, what can I do? Yeah, like this. Like, move for other people. Take your actions for other people. So maybe that's the solution. Instead of thinking from your perspective, like what's going to make me more money, what's going to make me more successful, the key probably lies in like putting yourself in the client's position and saying, if I were a client, what would make me happy? What would make me feel more valued? What would make me feel like I'm getting the most value for my money? How can I serve the client better? That will be how you get out of your slump. Yes, Yes, it makes sense now. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Mother of Tarot's video if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 4s, so if you chose the rose quartz, this is going to be a reading about your destined career. So I do feel a lot of love coming through right now. Maybe it's because you guys were drawn to this rose quartz, but it feels like your guides are with you right now and they're sending you a lot of love. So maybe you guys need a little bit of extra support when it comes to your career journey, or maybe even some of you are feeling a little bit of sadness regarding your career path. We'll have to look into the cards. I'm not really sure what the energy is, but let's get right into it. I'm going to start with your tarot cards and then we'll take a look at some oracle cards afterwards. So the first one is 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords, and 4 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense then with the energy that I was feeling in the beginning. These two cards actually, the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Swords, I don't know if you guys watched a reading that I did last month. It was What You'll Be Known or Famous For, and these two very cards appeared in that reading as well. So it would be interesting if any of you guys watched that reading and now you're here. I believe it was pile 4 in that video too. But this is giving me very similar energy. The first thing that I want to tell you guys is that the career that is meant for you, the career that is going to make you happiest and most successful and most fulfilled, it is not what you're currently doing. In fact, what this looks like to me is that you guys are working a job right now that is quite draining, and I would even say it is kind of soul crushing for you. Like it's something that you have no interest or no passion in. You have the 8 of Cups here, which is about walking away from something that isn't serving you anymore. So that is a really big sign for me that to get to your destined career, there is a need to walk away from something. The idea with this card is that these cups are empty. So there is nothing really here for this person anymore, and that is why he is walking away. You can see that he's walking away from the beach and towards some mountainous terrain, so it may be a little bit of a difficult journey. Maybe for some time he's pondered, if he can really make the journey or if it's really worth it. But I have to tell you guys, while this journey to your destined career may seem very difficult, in the long run, it will be even more difficult to stay here, to stay in this situation that drains your energy, that you're not passionate about, and that doesn't give you any sort of fulfillment. Now, what this is looking like to me here is that your destined career is actually something that maybe you used to do, like you used to do this in the past. It could be something that you tried to make happen, but it didn't work out. It fell through, it didn't get off the ground, or you just received a lot of rejection. Something that you have sort of given up on, it feels like. Or alternatively, it could be something that, you dream about it, you would love to do it, but you don't go for it because maybe you feel scared, you feel like you're not good enough, or it is that fear of failure and rejection that is stopping you from going for it. And I see that this does weigh heavily on your mind with the 9 of Swords. You guys might have a kind of pessimistic way of thinking about this career, like it didn't work out in the past, so I guess like I'm destined for failure, or this is not for me. Or you tell yourself a lot of things like, I'm not this and that enough, I'm not XYZ enough to do this job, there's no way I'll be good at it, there's no way I'll be successful. It seems like you guys might have a lot of negative self-talk when it comes to this career. And then we also have the 4 of Cups here, which talks about a boredom, discontentment, or dissatisfaction with your current situation. And it's kind of the same imagery here where we have these empty cups. that are giving nothing to you, that are completely dry. But in this card, we actually see that Spirit is offering you a new path. Spirit is offering you a way out. So maybe you guys have been receiving signs and synchronicities in your life that it's time to leave behind what you're currently doing and start pursuing this, or start pursuing this again. Spirit may even have been trying to give you guys opportunities to take action, but it's like you're not seeing them because you're so fixated on the negative thoughts of your current situation, or you are even ignoring or denying them. This is really, really similar to that reading from the video last month. Really similar, if you did happen to pick that one as well, because I just see so many similarities. Even two of the cards are the same, but it also is the same in that Spirit is not actually giving any concrete information about what the career is, because it's like you already know, you've already been involved in it, you've already tried it, or you've already thought about it a lot and dreamed about it a lot. So I'm gonna say the same thing that I did for the previous reading that was like this. If you guys genuinely have no idea what this reading is talking about, then it is probably not for you, and your pile might be one of the other four in this video, because I definitely think that this is like, you need to get back to what you once loved. For some of you guys, you need to get up and try again, or you need to revive your inner child's dream. Like it was something that you loved to do as a child, or you dreamed about doing as a child, but then you grew up and you kind of got stuck in that, I need to find a good job, I need to survive, I need to support myself, and you sort of lost sight of this dream. That is what it really feels like. But Spirit and your higher self are sending you a lot of love and support right now. They're trying to get you to, look up and look to this cup that is being offered to you and give this another try, because your higher self is telling you it's going to be so worth it. All of the challenges that you face along the way, whether that is rejection, whether that is a momentary failure or a standstill, it's all going to be so worth it. And no matter how difficult it is, like I said, staying where you are ultimately is going to be even more difficult. So allow your childlike wonder to come back. Allow the passion that you felt as a child to come back up. You guys may want to enjoy the works, enjoy the content that you used to when you were younger, to really spark up that nostalgia, that inspiration, and that enjoyment. Or watch other people who are doing what you want to do, listen to their story, because some people may have had a really, really hard time getting to where they are, and so you will feel less alone when you realize this is not an easy path. You need to cut yourself some slack, I suppose. If you tried before and it was really, really difficult, maybe this is just not an easy path, and it's not to do with you not being good enough. It's just a tough journey. So really work on building up that courage again, on getting inspired again, and know that this journey is 100% going to be worth it. That is the message for you here. So let's take a look at your oracle cards now. Celestite, the Scythe, Horse, and your final oracle card says, there is nothing wrong with your judgment. So I'll just see if I can get these to fit a little bit better. Okay, so let's talk about this. Out of these 4 oracle cards that we see here, there are 3 that are telling you to trust your intuition and trust your judgment, and confirming to you that you do have this inner knowing about what it is that you're meant to do. First, you have the Celestite, which really helps to open up your intuition. It also helps to open up channels of communication with your higher self, with your spirit guides, and any loving divine support that is available to you. There's also the Horse, which is a sign of freedom, and this horse happens to have a crescent moon where their third eye would be, so very, very heavy vibes of intuition here as well. And then there's this card which straightforward says, there is nothing wrong with your judgment, meaning you are spot on with this passion. You are spot on with what you are supposed to do in this world. Going back to the horse for a moment as well, with this being a message about freedom, there is a very strong message here to free yourself from whatever you are currently doing. You don't need to stay in this anymore. This is not meant for you. And then you even have the scythe, which is about clearing away what does not serve you anymore. It has the number 10, which is about endings, completions, closing off a cycle and starting a new one. Like, this message could not get more straightforward for you guys. So your guides are giving you this huge message that it's not over. It's not too late to pursue your passion. So the guidance I would give to you guys, in addition to working up your inspiration again, starting to see the joy in your passion again, I would say to start putting work into it little by little. I know that it's not the most practical thing to say, like, throw your whole life away, quit your job tomorrow, and put all of your eggs into this basket, put everything you have into your passion. It's not the most practical advice, and especially if you have had struggles in the past, like if you tried that and it didn't work out, I don't feel it would be very realistic or even very considerate to suggest that to you. But what I do want to suggest to you is, whatever this passion is, to just work on it little by little, one day at a time. You don't necessarily need to let go of your current job before things become successful with your passion, or before you really feel safe and comfortable to do so. I don't want you to feel like you're being thrown into this new endeavor with no safety net, but your guides are saying that it is really, really important for you to just put the work into it little by little, and don't make it like a chore or something that you have to do, but as something that you set aside to enjoy yourself. And you can start very, very small. Like, you can start by just telling yourself you're going to work on it for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day. And it might sound kind of silly to plan to do it for that short of a time, but it takes a lot of pressure off of you, because you're thinking, okay, I don't have to do anything major. I just have to do it for 5 minutes and then I've completed my goal. But then once you get into doing it, you get the hang of it, you remember how fun it is, you get lost in it, you get in the zone, and next thing you know, you've been working on it for an hour or for 2 hours or even for 3 hours. So it's just getting yourself to start at it, getting yourself to do it, that is the hardest part. But once you're doing it, you're going to remember how much you love it. You're going to remember why you had a dream of doing this in the first place. And it will become something of, I guess, an escape. It will become very therapeutic for you guys, very enjoyable for you guys. And it's going to help a lot with your manifestation too, because when you get in that creative zone, your mind sort of transcends like your time and space and your identity and your normal limits, and you enter into a very, very creative state. You have potential to create a lot more things with minimal resistance. So you can use getting into this zone for manifestation in your life as well. But one other thing I want to tell you guys is, when it comes to manifesting this career, and actually when it comes to manifesting a lot of things in this life, it's you and the universe working hand in hand. And I talk about this a lot. You guys may have heard me talk about my analogy of like playing catch with the universe, and you each have to take your turn, and you can't expect the universe to throw the ball to you if you are holding the ball. You have to take your turn in this dance with the universe. The universe could throw you all of these miraculous opportunities, but you need to have something prepared for that moment, if you know what I mean. If I can give an example, let's say you have a dream to be a musician, and you're praying and praying that the universe is going to give you this magical opportunity. But at the same time, you haven't put any work into it. So you put in your wish to the universe, and some months go by, and then one day you happen to meet somebody, you get to talking, you're starting to get along, and then you find out that this is somebody who works for a huge label. And you tell them, oh my gosh, I sing, I make music, I want to be a musician. And they say, oh great, yeah, I can definitely hook you up. Can I hear some of your stuff? And you don't have any stuff. You don't have anything to show them. So the universe, of course, they can set up these miracles. They can set up these amazing fated encounters and connections for you. But that's the universe's end of the deal, I guess you could say. And the universe wants you to prepare with your end of the deal as well, because that exchange could have gone very, very differently if, as those months had gone by, you had been chipping away a little bit, making some songs. And it doesn't even have to be this perfectly polished thing, but maybe you get to that point where you meet that person and you can say, oh yeah, well, I have a couple demos, but they're not great, like it's just me messing around. But at least you have something to show them, and at least you have something that really shows your talent and your potential. And it doesn't mean that you have to entirely quit your job and commit your life to it, but just have something ready. So maybe the universe is dropping a hint for you guys. This could be a little bit of a spoiler from the universe in the next couple months. Just get something ready. Get something ready related to your passion, because you never know what could happen. And when you're put on the spot, you will have something to pull out of your hat. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But this is definitely not over. You guys, like, the best is yet to come. Okay, so I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the Mother of Tarot's video if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 5s, so if you chose the blue Aventurine, this is going to be your reading about your destined career. So of course this is the last pile that I'm filming, and in the other piles I was sort of getting these intuitive messages to share based on the crystal that you were drawn to. When it comes to this pile, I'm not really getting a message right off the bat. We will get into the cards and maybe something will pop up later in the reading. But as far as intuitive messages go just from the crystal, I'm not really getting anything just yet. But what I can say about the blue Aventurine is that this is a stone that helps us to clear away any old or stagnant as well as negative energy. It helps us with inner growth. It helps us to recover from negative patterns or habits or even addictions. And because of its light blue color, it is associated with the throat chakra, so it can help us to improve our communications with others and help us to speak our truth. Okay, so let's get into your cards now. I'm going to start with your tarot, and then we'll take a look at some oracle cards after as well. Starting with the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so we have 3 people showing up right off the bat. Out of all 3 of these people, I'm kind of seeing you guys as the High Priestess here, and it's interesting that we have, you know, this High Priestess, this major arcana in the middle, and then she has 2 pages on either side of her. Now this could be speaking about your position in your destined career, because of course the High Priestess, I mean, she has it in her name. She's very high up. She is a major arcana, and then the pages on either side of her, pages are, you know, the young ones of the court cards. They are the juvenile ones, the inexperienced ones, and I guess you could call them as like lower in position. So this could be indicating that you guys will be in a very high position. You'll have a very high title. You'll be in a position of power. Many people look up to you. The High Priestess, you know, she has her scroll. She's like the person who has all the information. She has all the answers. So there could be very many people who answer to you. You know, if anything happens in this job, it has to go through you first. It could be this kind of thing. Or you kind of have to know everything about everybody or everything about what's going on. So you could have a manager position, a supervisor, a director position. And something that is going to help you out in this job is your ability to analyze situations and to solve problems. You guys are very observant and very clever, and you can see solutions where others can't. You can see opportunities for growth where others can't, and you can find the root of a problem easily. You can find things that maybe are invisible or hidden to other people. Like, you have this very keen eye and this very keen intuition. That is the High Priestess. So now these pages, they could be your employees. So, you know, the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands are quite different, and this can speak to your ability of having very good communication skills, very good people skills, and being able to really manage and work with different personalities, people with different strengths and weaknesses, different skill sets, different problems. You guys can kind of do it all. So one interpretation of these pages could be, like I said, that they're your employees. They could also be your students. So the High Priestess could be showing you guys as a teacher or a professor of some kind. The pages could even be children. So if any of you are interested in children or working with children, this could be a confirmation for you. And another way I could even interpret these pages is as your patients. That is another thing that's coming to my mind. So you guys could be very good in the medical field or in a healthcare field as a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist. Oh, and with the Blue Aventurine talking about recovering from negative patterns and recovering from addictions and things like that, you guys could work in rehabilitation as well. You know, these jobs can reflect your skills of being able to see into the root of problems, being able to analyze and find solutions. I think you guys could excel in these jobs as well. I'm naming a lot of things because, of course, it's a general reading, and I think that there are a lot of jobs where the High Priestess's skills and qualities could do well. So, of course, take these as they resonate. I'm sure you're not going to resonate with every single job that I say, but if a job that you're interested in, that you've been thinking about pursuing, does pop up here, that can be a confirmation for you that you are very well suited for that job, and in fact, it could be your destined career. Now, I'm also seeing a possible interpretation for these cards where these are kind of all you. The pages, you can see this page is looking at his cup and this fish is popping out of it. This page is looking at his wand. It's like these pages are finding new potential in their ideas, or they're trying to figure out how far their ideas can go. So another job that I could see you guys in is something involved in research, like you're doing scientific research or you're doing market research. You're testing your idea, testing your hypothesis, and seeing how it goes in an experiment. You could also be inventing something, like inventing a product, inventing a technology. And then, okay, for a very small few of you, and bear with me because the High Priestess, she's good at finding things that are hidden. We saw that you have very good people skills, like you're able to work with different personalities of people. Some of you guys, I feel like you might be good in like the criminal field, like you can maybe interrogate people or you can investigate into crimes and things of this nature. Yeah, that's going to be for a select few of you, but I just really felt like saying that. Some of you guys could be good in this field too. So that was a lot, I know. Please take them how they resonate. If one or several of them was calling to you, take that as a confirmation. And now let's get into your oracle cards and see what other details we can get about your destined career path. Okay, turquoise. The letter, dragonfly, and this card says overcome your problems or overcome problems. So that's funny. That's very similar to what we were talking about with the High Priestess's problem solving skills. Yeah, you guys are, you're very outstanding. You're very outstanding in your field of work. And one thing that is really gonna propel you to your success is your persistence. Like, when other people would give up and say, this is hopeless, this is not gonna work, you keep going and you keep trying. You're willing to put in that extra mile where others don't. And I think you guys are very patient, and you're able to stay cool under pressure. Because, you know, when you keep trying at something and you keep failing, it really gets under your skin, right? Like, you start to get super, super frustrated until you like rage quit, or you start throwing things. You're like, this isn't working, god damn it. You know, you can really get in this kind of frustrated energy when things aren't working out. But I feel like you guys, you stay so calm, and you're like, no, I know that there is a solution here. I just haven't found it yet. And you remain calm, and you keep looking at the situation, and you're able to see these details or these glimmers of hope where other people don't. So whether it's an experiment, whether it's a diagnosis, whether it's a criminal case, whatever it might be, you guys like stick around, you put in the extra hours, and you keep observing it until you find the solution to the problem. So that's what's going to make you very, very successful. That's what's going to get you to this high up position. You also have the dragonfly, and what is remarkable about the dragonfly is its ability to fly in any direction. It can fly in any and all directions. So this shows your adaptability. Again, this shows like when something is not working, you'll look at it from another angle, you will tweak it a little bit, but you will never give up. This is like your gift, and it's so amazing. Like, you do it all with such poise. I feel like there's a lot of people wondering like how you do it. How do you do it? But it's your secret. There's like an element of mystery to you if you are this high priestess. Now we also have turquoise. This is a healing stone. So again, this can be a confirmation for those of you who are interested in work in which you are helping others, helping to heal them either physically or emotionally or mentally. The turquoise can also be indicative, now that I think about it, about a need to prioritize healing yourself and caring for yourself. Now, I know I've mentioned you guys can stay calm under pressure. I think that's just like, it's something that you're able to do in the moment. You're able to put your stresses and frustrations aside to focus on the task at hand. However, that doesn't mean that you won't experience stress accumulating, or that, you know, it could catch up to you when you're off the job. It could catch up to you when you're at home, and you will need to deal with it. So whatever this job is, yes, it could be a little bit stressful in nature, and the turquoise is just saying that you will need to implement a little bit more self-care than normal. You will need to prioritize that. Really make sure that you have your rest and that you have a way to clear your mind. And your spirit guides are also saying, like, they see your persistence and they see that you love to see problems through to the end, but when it's time to go home, they want to suggest to you to really, like, you know, leave it there and come back to it tomorrow. Like, don't go home and keep thinking about it when you're at home, because that is your precious time to rest. So that might be something that you need to get in the habit of doing. Like, I'm not at work now, I'm not on the clock, I'm just gonna forget about it and enjoy myself, and it will be waiting for me at work tomorrow when I get back. So take care of yourself, take care of your mind. You might want to establish a regular routine, like going to get massages or taking your healing baths, taking naps on the weekend or whenever you have time. Really give yourself that time to rest and like not think about work at all. That's going to be important for you. Also to refresh your mind so that when you get back, you have a sharper mind. Maybe you see things that you weren't seeing before. So it is even beneficial for work too. Now finally, this card with the letter. This is interesting because we have two images of this person holding documents. We have this fairy here who is holding her envelope, which is sealed shut, and we have this high priestess who is holding her scroll, which is also rolled shut. So what this is making me think is that you guys deal with some confidential information or some sensitive information in your job. There are some things that you see or hear or are involved with at work that you can't really, tell your friends and family about. So, you may be able to tell people what you do, like you can tell people your job title, but you can't really tell them about the details of what you're doing every day. Like there's some kind of secret information, and that gives you a little bit of an air of mystery. So people might think that your job is really cool. People might be really curious about it and wish that they could know more. For some of you guys, this is kind of a funny message, but this could be a job that a lot of people have seen like on TV, or a lot of people have seen in movies, but not a lot of people have met somebody in real life that actually does it. So that's kind of a funny message for some of you. You might be doing a job that is really not so common, but that people find super cool and interesting and fascinating. When you tell people what you do, you might get a ton of questions about it, and you can share some things, but there's also, some confidential information in there. And yes, you're very high up. You're in a well-deserved high up position. Okay, that was a really cool one. Out of all 5 of them, this one was super cool. I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Mother of Tarot's video if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!